Genie grind and watch him get rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie went and made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fucker gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit but feel like one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100,
Hello world, I'm What If Studier, and today we are doing What If Deku Was a True Gentleman. He will be born, first of all, to a very rich family, one that is almost royalty, people would consider. His father, a very adventurous man, would have considered the Zeppelins, made them, traveled around the world. His mother, being a very educated sort of businesswoman, taking care of him most of the time. However, he does love his father. He does follow after his father's footsteps and sort of his mentality. One day with his father, he is told about how he comes from a long line of gentlemen. As such, he needs to become a gentleman himself. As he is taught this by his father on their little journeys around the world, he soon figures out his own quirk. When they're riding in the Zeppelin one day, in the he would hold a circular amulet with his father and his mother's pictures in them. However, a portal started in the middle of it. Figuring out what his quirk was, it was a portal quirk. One where, if you can imagine it so, and basically if you have created a portal there before, it has to be circular. You can basically just make one and put it wherever you are. You have to create something that has like a circle around it. So he sort of puts like a circle between it and home, bringing some money to him that his mother notices, and it's like, that child's finally got his quirk, eh? Or we're being robbed. Either one. I'm gonna check the house. So basically, yeah, this comes as a combination from his mother and his father's quirks. His father is able to make circular objects out of what he's collected before, like rocks. He's able to suspend something in air in a circular formation using telekinesis, but only in circular formations. So it's useful for stuff like adventuring and exploring, as he can suspend it in the air and use it to climb across places. His mother has a teleportation quirk where she can go wherever she has put down a strand of hair someplace, even if it just falls out of her head normally, because hairs can't fall out of her head normally. She has to basically rip them out, but that is easily done if you cut it. So basically she leaves hairs all across the world, being able to teleport to different businesses and get jobs done then. No more Zoom calls for this lady. So basically that is what helps her get done with all of her business. And both of them combined makes Deku's quirk, teleportation portal. Quite an interesting thing, as long as he has some sort of chalk or really anything that will allow him to draw on the ground. He can make a portal and teleport whatever is also in a circular sort of thing and teleport it to him. It works a lot like Kurogiri's, however Kurogiri's is a lot more powerful. But on one of his explorations after this, his father, he asked his father if he could possibly bring back some of the animals, create a little bit of a zoo from around the world. As they, when they're discovering around the world, they find interesting animals that have sort of taken that, taken on, you know, quirks of their own, and terrifying things are made from that. Sort of mashing of animals, a manticore, if you will. Sort of stuff like that they have to find, document, and bring back with them now. He says his father's fine with this, as the Zeppelin has plenty of room on it. So on their many adventures, they collect hundreds of animals and take them to zoos, and also donate them to scientific study about animals with quirks, which is quite cool. They get a lot of money from that, and his father is teaching him about being a gentleman while doing this. However, on one mission, there's a deadly snake. One that's venom could basically, once it gets into your veins at least, could absolutely kill you. So they've been hunting monsters for a while, and they feel, and Deku feels quite not his age anymore. You know, he feels like he's almost 20 by this point, even though he's like, what, 14? As such, he sort of forgets his manners, sort of getting out of the car instead, trying to help them. However, they had everything under control, which his father told him before. However, he does not listen. Wanting to help a lot more, he sort of tries to go in. He gets bitten instantly on the neck and falls straight to the ground with poison coursing through his veins, which is probably the worst place ever. His father swiftly called his mother, who teleported to one of the best hospitals that she knows, and brings the doctor straight to him. The doctor cuts out his throat, taking out the sort of driedness of the, how the poison is going all around his body. He needs to quickly amputate his neck, which is insane. However, she brings what the doctor needs and everything that he could need, his team and everything in the world that he would need, electronics, and replaces her son's throat with a sort of a voice maker of sorts, one that makes him sound like a robot. I wish I had the voice thing for it, but honestly, that'd be kind of cringy, wouldn't it? So basically, this is sort of when the Laster kind of comes in. So basically, the parts that they got though, however, she's not a mechanic, so she doesn't know what part she needed. She just bought whatever she could, and that included a radio. So now he's going to be speaking through sort of a radio mic by this point. He has sort of a, like, what would look like a radio thing around his neck. It looks like it's part of his quirk, but however, it's not really. He looks like Kurogiri a lot. However, his face is not fucked up and he doesn't wear anything on it. He still is a gentleman. He picks himself back up, trying to speak through his new voice modulator, something like that. And it freaks out his mother and his father. However, they accept that he is now sort of in a disabled way, sort of like stole their son. But, it's fine. It's just that it sounds like he's talking through a mic the whole entire time, which can drive somebody crazy. However, he gets much better at it over the week and figures out how to speak through it. However, his father is traumatized from that and does not want to let him adventure around the world anymore, shifting off to his mom, who swiftly teaches him business practices and all that, until his mother is captured by All for One. After all, she was in debt to him very much. This turns Deku almost rabid in anger. He forgets all of his formalities and charges straight in, charging straight to the warehouse that he knows she was kept in, as all he wanted ransom. He says, "Fuck that," jarring chalk around in a circle, teleporting himself right behind All for One. They stop his punch as he looks back up to them, taking out his saber that he had in his back pocket, sort of using it as a knife instead of what it's actually used as. Sort of, as you can tell, Deku is slowly going sort of mad from all of this. They notice his voice, making fun of him for it, and then kick him straight to the ground, breaking his sword in half. He had no chance of this. He is thrown to the ground as his mother is sat right in front of him. They say, "Fine, you don't want to pay it, then you don't get your mother back." As all he replies with is "fuck you" and "go to hell," they slit her throat right in front of him, making him start bawling his eyes out and scream at the sky. He is then slashed in the chest and kicked to the side, and they keep on asking about ransom money. When are they going to get it? He teleports himself out of there by being kicked into a circular mirror that he puts his hands on and gets right back out of there, and teleports right back to home with another circular mirror. Being shot out right in front of one of his butlers, they pick him up and try to reconsole with him. However, he's now just staring out the window. All you can hear is radio tunes coming from him, and just him staring out the window. As his father returns once he's 15, he tells his father about what happened to his mother, as he had no way to get back to him and tell him. He tells his father that he swears that he'll get revenge, as a sort of cynical and sort of just warped view of the world starts to take over our Deku. However, his father tries to remind him of his gentlemanness, as he had realized that he had gone in unprepared. He had gone in bullhardy, nothing like a what a gentleman would do. Sort of realizing this, he just yells at the top of his lungs, spiting the world above him, and then collects himself again. Sort of staring forward and gathering himself, and puts on his suit again. It's time to find it. Trying to find that fucker. So basically, I think that'll end this What If today. I will be linking it back up to UA. Do not worry about it. And that'll be all. Thank you so much, world. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Genie grind, I wish I'm getting rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie went and made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fucker gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit him up for that one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100,